Hi folks, Matt Flanagan here from BlueHub, and I'm accompanied by
Guy Earnshaw from BlueHub.
Yeah, well done. So, two of us here, just have a bit of a chat through some of the projects we've been doing at BlueHub in terms of the app ecosystem and around cloud accounting. So we're going to run this regularly, once or twice a month, just run through 2 or 3 projects that we've done, how we've managed to take them into cloud and where they've come from, and how we've worked with the accounting and or vendor. So let's crack straight into it. What's the first project we're going to discuss, Guy?
So we've got 3 different ones we're going to discuss today. The first one is a Workflow Max job that we have going live this week.
Right.
So they are a group of energy consultants, and they do different types of surveys for businesses, and they were previously on spreadsheets for both their project management and their accounts. The company had grown a bit, it's now over the 1 million turnover mark, and they decided they want to systemize and have something they can grow with. So they'd already self-selected Workflow Max.
Brilliant.
And Workflow Max brought them to us so that we could implement it on their behalf, because that wasn't something they wanted to do. So yeah, that goes live this week.
And had they already selected Xero as well? Is it a case Xero's always in place and they're then looking at Workflow Max as the next step?
That's right. So Xero is already used in one of the directors of the businesses and wanted to bring that over into the company.
Okay. And we engaged with the accountant as well on that piece of work?
Yeah, actually they do a lot of that internally. So no, not so much on this project, but we have been working with the vendor.
Okay. Okay, so that's the first project.
Yeah,
Second project we're going to discuss.
Number 2, this is one of the first inventory ones we'll talk about, and a lot of the work we do at BlueHub is around inventory. And these guys are in the system selection stage, and they manufacture and sell skirting board. So we're currently helping them move from Sage 50 and spreadsheets into a cloud system. So we're currently analysing which system it's going to be, but it looks like it'll be Deer Inventory. The reason being is they do a lot of drop shipping on their orders. That's currently quite a manual process. They have anywhere between 2 and 25 orders a day. So all that's entered manually 3 different times. Not ideal. So they're going to move to a system that's fully integrated. And as soon as the website's raised on Magento, that's picked up by Deer and moves into Xero. That came to us actually from their accountant, who's looking to move this company and their sister companies, which are part of a group, to cloud over the next few years. So we're starting with this company and then moving up to the larger parts of the group.
Okay, and this one, this is a system selection, so they've come pretty green, no real idea of which of the systems could help them.
Yeah, the accountant likes Xero, he likes Xero, but didn't know which add-on they'd need and knew they needed one.
And this is one of the questions we do get quite a lot, is like, how long is an implementation going to take from a system selection point, having the initial conversation? So on average, what is it for us now?
Yeah, so system selection can be anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. So that's diving into the requirements, researching which systems, demoing and finalising this is the one we're going with.
Right, okay.
And then to implement, you're really talking anywhere between 4 to 12 weeks, but some do go on for nearly as long as 6 months.
Yeah.
But 4 to 12 is a real average time for any inventory add-ons. Really.
So we're looking then, if it's 2 to 6, let's say 4 on average for the system selection, then another sort of 12, it's a 4-month window. So anyone who's looking at this, because we've had a couple of people who rang us, in November saying I want to go live 1st of January.
Yeah, lots of those at the moment.
Impossible, really.
Yeah, you just can't do it, and anyone that does, you're going to rush things, miss things, and at worst, not, or at best, just not train everyone properly and have errors down the line.
And that system selection, we've always got a team just for the team, so it's not just us two.
No.
So we have some of the team actually implement the system to do the consultancy as well, don't they, for us.
So that's actually all through Darren, who's been working on this project. So me and Darren went along together for the first few meetings, and now Darren takes them all the way through to the point of going live with their system.
Supported by Joe and Co. Yeah, cool.
And then the third one is another inventory job. This one's now going live. So this week, they're starting the project, and they're going to move in onto Unleashed and Xero, coming away from an old desktop accounting system that frankly just wasn't managed properly, so none of their stock counts are correct, stock valuations are all incorrect.
Isn't this the one that's like thousands, hundreds of thousands?
Yeah. So it's a big data cleansing project at the start, and I think another interesting point about this project, it's a relatively simple implementation, but we first spoke to this client now over 12 months ago.
Yeah.
And it was their accountant that initially brought them to us, but the director takes a lot of the work on himself, around 1.5 million turnover, and he spent a year basically going back and forth researching different solutions, and then one of the vendors, along with their accountant, brought them back to us and said, can you really help us manage them and get them over the line?
It's like Steve Unleashed, wasn't it? We'd had a conversation, and they'd sort of said from our recollection that they needed a bit more than standard sort of self-implementation.
That's
where
right.
help the vendor
Yeah.
more unmanaged implementation.
Just too busy, right? We see it all the time with these smaller growing companies,
Yeah.
and they're just too busy to take on the implementation themselves.
Yeah. Right, so I've got to get this in as well, by the way. So that's the end of the project, so we'll pick up more as we pick them up and we start to talk about them, hopefully on a sort of once or twice a month basis. But we had quite a successful Amazon webinar, which, if I don't say, all the team will kill us. So over 100 firms attended that, which is great. And I'll go back to you, but we're going to be running a couple more webinars before Christmas, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. So that one went really well, and loads of people did want to come but couldn't quite attend, and not everyone's part of our membership services where they get this instantly after. So we're going to run the same webinar, Is Zero Suitable for Amazon Sellers, on the 12th of December. The link will be above or below this video. And then we also have a different webinar that we're running on the 30th of November, which is Zero too small for my client, or is my client too big for zero?
Yeah.
Which is a question that comes up with both of us quite a lot.
Yeah,
and we're going to look specifically at the wholesale sector in this edition of it. So we'll look at the types of reasons why zero alone may not work, and then which add-ons work really well for these types of clients.
Cool. So that should be really beneficial. And again, these webinars have really been born out of the conversations that we have and the questions we regularly ask. So I say we'll add the links into the comments, and please take a look. But hopefully that's been useful. If you've got any questions, you know we are www.bluehub.co.uk, and we've got some inventory and job management pages, and you can book a call with the right consultant or team. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Hopefully that's been roughly about 6 to 7 minutes of value that you can utilise and understand how we work. Thanks a lot, guys.